Hello everybody and welcome to this pick a card reading video. This will be an energy reading for the the season of Cancer season. So if you feel drawn to any of these cards, then this video is meant for you. You may feel drawn to more than one pile, and that's completely fine. You can listen to more than one if you'd like. And if you don't feel drawn to any of the piles, this just might not be the pick a card reading video for you, but I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my YouTube channel. We are using the Eternal Crystals Oracle Cards deck today by Jade-Sky. We also will be getting into the Power Animal Oracle cards. And then the tarot deck that we are using today is the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. We also have signifier puzzle pieces here. This is if you can tell if you know about Powerpuff Girls. Is it Power or Powder Puff Girls? I always get it wrong every single time, even though this is one of my favorite childhood memories, is watching Powder. Is it Power or Powder? Powder. I feel like it's one of those Mandela effect things, I swear. But anyway, Powerpuff Girls puzzle pieces here that can help you determine if you feel drawn to any certain pile. But everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So for you we have 20 Iolite. It says family, third eye chakra. Let's see what it says in here. It says family is the most important thing in life. This doesn't necessarily relate to your blood or biological family. It could be your adopted family, your friends, your pets, or your partner's family. Whoever your family is, you need to take some time out today to reconnect with them. You may like to call, email, send a text message, or even visit them in person. Iolite brings a message that you are not alone. Try not to isolate yourself. Reconnect with the important people in your life. Express your true self and let your family members see who you really are. Don't be afraid to let yourself be seen. You are great just the way you are. If you need to heal some issues with your family, please know that your spirit guides are with you at this time, helping you through this process. Also know that you are only responsible for your own actions. You can't take on board anybody else's mistakes or guilt. Try not to let other people's opinions or actions affect you. Look at the situation from a different viewpoint so you can take positive control back in your life and move forward. This is also on page 35. I don't know if I said that or not yet, but anyway. For you all, I feel like this mainly relates to biological family. I'm getting visuals of, especially, this is a big thing if you live in America. I think most people who do watch me live in America, but this can apply to you even if you don't. If you live in the northern hemisphere right now, then that means it is the beginning of summer. And so I see you during this time being with family. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you have annual or like biannual family get-togethers, and this includes a bunch of extended family as well. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if you have like a place you always meet up at with family. It reminds me of here in Minnesota, people in the summer, there's like a family lake cabin, and then everybody will meet there and get together at these huge lake cabin homes. I don't know what that's like because I am not rich, but it's part of the culture here. So I feel like, you know, that's being brought up too, like regionally, there could be something that you associate with this time of year, whether it's summertime or it's the opposite end of the year for you, it's wintertime, like if you go to a ski resort or whatever. It seems like during this time of year, there's generally something that is expected of you to attend as it relates to family, and especially a common meeting place. It could simply just be somebody's house, like their regular home as well, but I'm getting the sense of that. Also, I am seeing visuals of family barbecue, but here's what I'm seeing specifically. I'm seeing you having deep, like in-depth conversations with people. This isn't typically advice I would give out, but if you have family or friends, mainly family, but if you have if you have family that they aren't sober, like they drink, I think it's funny the visuals I'm getting. Spirit is not saying to get people hammered drunk, But at least, like, I'm seeing people share wine. I'm seeing especially a bunch of ladies share wine. I think alcohol can be a way to connect with people, but also get people more loose and more likely to open up. So again, I'm not saying get people hammered, be like, you need to get drunk tonight with me. But I see doing something like a simple cocktail or a glass of wine with these other specifically adult family members would be good for you. Because it connects, it opens people up. And I see this taking place starting like in the afternoon until later at night, where you have these conversations with them. I feel like there are things that are unresolved and Cancer is also ruled by the moon, of course, and moon is also related to mother. So maybe that's also why I'm seeing these woman figures. I'm getting more that you'll associate with women or feminine presenting people who are family members in your life during this time. I think you'll connect more with them as opposed to the male figures, but that doesn't have to be the case for everybody. That's just more of what I'm getting. But Cancer is also it's a sign generally about family bonds, but also it's about, with the people you feel comfortable with, being vulnerable. But as I was trying to say, it feels like the things you will talk about, the things that will be highlighted during your discussions, and the reason why maybe Spirit's like, maybe bring out the bottle of wine, is because these will feel like very deep conversations. That's also why you don't want people to be like super drunk so that they forget the conversations. Because it feels like you'll bring up things that have bothered you for a long time. And it's interesting because for some of you, I do think, of course, it could be from when you were a very young child, but I think for many of you, what I'm getting is like middle and high school is what I'm seeing. Like that time period being very important, and that something happened or like the dynamic shifted in a way that maybe your mother or father were not there for you the way you wanted them to. Maybe your parents had to work really hard to save up money for you to be able to do extracurricular activities, or maybe you had to pick up a job. So it's like, it seems like your family dynamic when you were younger consisted of people not communicating very well. So I think that's why it's important for you to bring these certain things up, because I don't think anybody else ever will, unless maybe they're on their deathbed later on. But there's certain things that still bother you or that you still question. It's like you don't have answers for things. So I think now that you're older, I think it's a good time to finally address things that have been left unspoken. And it reminds me of a show I really love is Finding Your Roots. And people find out about family mysteries, like even simple stuff that shouldn't be mysteries, like about their grandparents that their parents just never talked about because of shame, or because they don't like their parents, or because they don't want their kids to feel like at fault somehow, or to feel bad or view their grandparents differently. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it seems like there's family secrets or even open secrets, but it's just they aren't talked about. So with Finding Your Roots, I bring that up because it's like there's things. It's like, oh yeah, your grandfather, the person you thought was, that was his wife that you thought was your grandma is actually not your biological grandma. You know, things like that. It's like, why would we not say these things? So I think puzzle pieces, it's like you've connected the pieces over time. So now it's like you have a more complete picture, but you want validation and more answers through family. So I see very important discussions happening in that sense. Also, maybe it's just there's certain things that happen and you don't like the way things were resolved, or maybe there wasn't ever really a resolution for things that happened when you were younger. So now it's a good time to bring it up and be like, hey, this is something that I still think about from time to time. Can I understand where you were coming out with this, or what you think about this situation in retrospect, like how you think and feel about it now? And I think too, now that you're older, that keeps coming up too, where I see like the age thing. Now that you're older, maybe your parents specifically, or any other like more adult than you, I guess, family members are more likely to, even like a much older sibling, like 10 years older than you or something. But I see them finally like being uncomfortable still, but being like, okay, I can finally have this conversation with you. Even if I don't want to have it, I'll be willing to do it. Okay, let's go to the tarot cards for any additional information here. Maybe about I don't want to say it's a drama, but it's not drama. Does that make sense? And I feel like because like time has passed, it's almost like the situation is neutralized. So because there's less pain or awkwardness compared to before, it's easier for everybody to talk about as well. But let's see here. Six of Wands. Yeah, this is things being pushed under the rug. This is also... This is usually... Sorry, there's different visuals I'm getting. I'm trying to decide how I want to... or how I need to explain this. But yeah, I do see... The first phrase I got was pushing something under the rug. So it feels like... Okay, this card can also be about when it's in reverse. The way I can interpret it here is that this person in the upright, like they have the attention on them, right? Six of Wands is about having attention on you, but when it's in reverse, it can be about the opposite of that, or it can be unwanted attention. Like having attention, but not in a positive light. So it just feels like that's why people haven't talked about, because they don't want to be viewed differently by you or other family members. And also it's something that they themselves are really ashamed of. It's something that they know was wrong, how they handled it, or what they did as a whole was bad. So if you try to confront this family member about it when you were younger, then they maybe tried gaslighting you. Maybe they tried, I feel like it wants to be... Doesn't want to be this way. Yeah, Cups. And yeah, this person or people, it could be a group of people, but I'm mainly going to talk about one person. It feels like this person isn't good at regulating their emotions. I'm also hearing they expect the worst. So I think because they have so much shame, when people have so much shame, there's no doubt they're going to act upon that shame. They're going to continue... Like, they're going to continue to make bad choices because they're not working through it properly. I feel like now, though, that they're older, because I'm hearing you can see through the bullcrap. I think because of that, they know they need to almost, I guess the phrasing is humble themselves a bit and be able to own their mistakes and to accept blame. That's a big thing, accepting blame, because they're too shameful to accept, and like prideful to, maybe prideful, to accept blame when you were younger, and maybe they thought they could have just gone away with it. But I think if you let them know beforehand that you will try your best to come from a place of understanding, then they'll be more open and honest. That doesn't mean you have to forgive them, but I think you being calm in this situation will help them as well. And then we have the Tower. So yeah, now I'm hearing what was once hidden will come to light. What was once hidden will come to light. And I think the Tower itself is the situation itself. I don't think the conversation will go so bad. Like, I see it being more neutral. Yeah, there might be heated disagreements or discussions, but I see it honestly being more calm and just like having a conversation. I don't see this having, like with the Tower being here, this doesn't indicate Tower for the future of your relationship. This indicates, yeah, just things that were hidden coming to, I just keep hearing that over and over again. Things that were hidden coming to light. And so it's just everything being spilled out. Not in a bad way, but probably in a very overwhelming way. And that doesn't mean you can't also feel sadness or anger when you are going through all of this with this mother figure, father figure, anybody of the like. Let's get one final card here. So very powerful stuff. I'm hearing deep wound healing, but inner wound healing for you as well. More so because I think you've already done a lot of the healing. You've already accepted because you've already made a lot of connecting the dots, connecting the puzzle pieces together. But it's like, this is the final conclusion, so everything finally comes out. And I'm hearing you can finally put it to rest. It won't be something you'll have to continue to worry about or think about or play out in your life subconsciously, this will be something that I just see you being more at peace and being like restful. Like you'll be able to sleep better at night too, is what I'm hearing. Dear Pathfinder, trust your instincts to guide you through this situation. Pages 43 to 44. The number 4 is associated with Cancer, and 44 is a very protective angel number, and it's connected to family as well. And I feel like your spirit guides specifically are helping guide you, or like, I mean, your deceased family members, if you have any, they could be helping guide you through this situation as well. Okay. It's a big forest out there, and I'm sure you feel a little lost sometimes. Let me tell you, however, that the path is well marked, even if you can't always make it out at any given moment. And I'm also hearing you don't have to have all the right questions. You should still get enough clear answers from this other person. Come to your senses, literally, and stop thinking so much about it, or at least stop trying to figure out what to do or which way to go by analysis and cogitation. Use your eyes, ears, and nose to gather information. Then drop your awareness into your gut, which is the seat of your instinctual self. Your senses are meant to register information in a way that can be felt in the body, which is your most reliable compass. The mind is useful, don't get me wrong, but it's much overrated, and all those random or obsessive thoughts can get in the way of pure awareness. Pure awareness means without preconceived notions, anxiety, or anticipation. So yeah, try not to have too much, like you already have the answers, but try not to rely too much on what you already know or piece together, the information you've pieced together. Try to be open-minded to what the other person says, and then take with that what you will. And if it feels truthful, you can accept it. If it's partially truthful, then you can decipher what's true and what's not. And if it's not truthful, then you can be like, well, at least I know that I feel this person isn't being honest, and I'll just trust myself here. Close your eyes, breathe deeply and clearly, clear your mind, and you'll know what to do to find your way through. Additional associations are gentleness, cunning, grace, and purity. Yeah, and being gentle, like, as you approach this situation. Cunning is in making sure you're asking the right questions, but try not to think about it too much. Because doing that, then you'll be more likely to be amped up and ask questions in haste or in anger. Okay. I'm also hearing there's parts of the situation that maybe because you were younger, you viewed it differently than you would as an adult with the answers you'll be given. But yeah, okay, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, 1A, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video, you can subscribe, you can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can update your comments sometime in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all. You can check out my ASMR channels. Those are linked in the video description down below. All my socials are. You can check out my other timeless pick a card reading videos and my collective reading videos on this channel. But I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much again, 1A. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Tippy, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. We have here your puzzle piece with pipestone or catlinite, and it says Ancestors, Root Chakra. This is number 32. I want to first say, if you feel drawn to this stack, you might also feel drawn to pile 1A, but just because pile 1A relates to family, this relates to ancestors. But I feel like for some reason they aren't connected, but I just thought I'd bring that up just in case. Because maybe there's two separate situations going on in your life during this time, and then they'll kind of merge together, so the energy of this reading and the energy of the other one, but I wanted to say something, but I feel like they want me to read in the guidebook first, so let's see here. Page 47. Your ancestors are calling to you, waiting for you to start to acknowledge them. This is a powerful time for you to delve more deeply into who you really are and to find out where your family has come from. You may feel a strong pull to a particular culture that may not be in your current family bloodlines. This culture may have been part of who you were in a past life, or you may have some soul link to these ancestors. Pay attention to any particular cultures or belief systems that you find yourself drawn to at the present time. Now is an optimal time to research your family lineage. Your ancestors have been with you in many lifetimes, and they are here today to offer you strength and wisdom. You are not alone. Call upon them for help and guidance whenever you need to. Pipestone, also known as catlinite, is a sacred crystal in Native American culture. It is carved into sacred pipes and used in other sacred objects. Pipestone is associated with the root chakra and is used to connect with the ancestors, great spirit, and to the earth. See, okay, so what I was sensing before this, I just kept hearing over and over again, like spiritual evolution. Not even spiritual growth, it's spiritual evolution. I'm also hearing Scorpio a bit. So Scorpio is very investigative of the past and also of the dark, the macabre, all those things. Why is that showing up though? You know what I see you doing? Now, during this time, it's a great time. Oh, you know what? Summer solstice. So even if you haven't done it yet, if it's still around the time of the summer solstice, even if not, just take this with you moving forward. But it feels like if you're listening to this around Cancer season beginning, summer solstice feels like an important time specifically, even though you can still celebrate after the fact. But it feels like you should do something ritually that ties to your ancestors. A main way to do this is utilizing the earth. Also, there's a big emphasis right now that I'm seeing on kitchen magic. So, let's say you are Jewish and then during this time you can make challah bread, and here's also what I'm saying, providing that, then if you, let's say you make challah bread, and then you provide that offering of challah bread in like a soup or something, offering that to your ancestors as well, like eating with them, having a dumb supper specifically. A dumb supper, it doesn't have to be a dumb supper, but a dumb supper specifically is when typically you do things in reverse. So you have dessert first. Wait, what did I say? Yeah, you do things in reverse. So you have dessert first and then supper and then an appetizer. So it feels like doing something like that is a good way to not only honor your ancestors, but to connect with them. And like the book said, it doesn't even have to be your direct ancestors. Maybe you just feel really drawn to a certain like culture or a deity. And so this is a way during summer solstice to really connect with them. It's a very crucial time of the year. Oh, and for some of you, it's the opposite. If you live in a different part of the hemisphere, then it's the winter solstice. Still, this will be important for you to do. And do something that relates to the season. So if it's summer where you are, doing something related to that. If it's winter where you are, doing something related to that. Like if you do any earth magic, utilizing the earth. So in the summer, what you could do to help with your ritual magic is, let me think. Maybe going to the beach, getting just a little bit of sand, bringing that sand home, asking for permission first if you can take some of the sand with you back home. And same if you were to get like water from the ocean, right? And but not too much. But asking if you can. That's the thing, asking Mother Earth what you are allowed to use as well. So then obviously if it's winter and if it snows where you are, then getting snow, things like that. Things that relate to the time of year. Using that as a way to connect with Mother Earth, because connecting to Mother Earth in many ways connects you to your ancestors. Just because it makes you more open. It provides you with this sense of connectedness to yourself, to Mother Earth, and to the great beyond, to all that is, to all that ever was, and to all that ever will be. So also I'm hearing doing things in threes could be important, like I just said. So doing things in threes. So maybe 3 days in a row of doing a certain ritual. It doesn't have to be anything like fancy, but maybe like the same meal or dumb supper 3 nights in a row. Or maybe it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You do a dumb breakfast, a dumb lunch, and a dumb supper. You could do that. Things in 3 I see being... But 4 is still being highlighted too. 4 is being highlighted for the other group. You know what? I would keep talking. I feel like they want me to pull cards though. But yeah, doing like ritual magic of some kind. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but really connecting to the earth right now. and connecting to ancestors if you feel called to do so. Or if not ancestors, then to a certain deity or, yeah, like a culture, I was going to say, but specifically like a deity or a god, a goddess related to a culture, doing something to honor them and to connect with them during this time. Like reading up on them as well, like their lore, what kind of offerings they are most likely to accept. All those things. Two of Swords, indecisive witch. Wake up, what is it that you truly want? So also, if you're going through life right now and you're unsure of what it is you want to do, then that's why it's such an important time to connect with them and to honor them, provide offerings, provide thanks. Because with doing that, they're more likely to have this relationship with you. If you're just only wanting to ask them questions for your benefit, then sometimes spirit can feel not unwanted, because like they're fine. It's a respect thing, right? It's like a give and take, a balance thing. And Two of Swords needs that balance rather than indecisiveness, rather than this or that, like both or neither. Does that make sense? But yeah, so if you're wondering about something specifically right now, Spirit is saying you'll have more answers once you connect more with them, and without going into this connection or trying to strengthen the relationship with them, doing so without trying to only have the mindset of wanting something from them. Queen of Cups. This showed up in the same spot for 1A as well. Queen of Cups in reverse right here. Honoring your emotions is one of the highest forms of self-care, but it's in reverse. I feel like for you all, this card is talking about how you feel lonely. And see how this person's like in an open field too. I think a lot of you feel like you're alone in the world right now. So that's why it's hard to make decisions. You don't have anybody you feel like you can help bounce ideas off of. So whether you have people in the physical plane, physical realm on Earth that you can talk to or not, know that you can rely on your ancestors, that they are trying to guide you, but they also want for you to have a better relationship with them. They want for you to connect with them more. And also, I think connecting with them will open you up more. So if you are emotionally closed off right now, you're like, I feel like I've already done everything. Once you open up your emotions, and I'm hearing being more vulnerable with your ancestors and with your spirit guides, doing that will help you to understand your emotions more fully, because I think, and also I'm hearing your motivations. And then with knowing your motivations will help you to make a decision that you need to make right now. But I'm hearing you can't have it all if you don't do the work. Almost like some people are naturally very lucky. I think for a lot of you probably are not. King of Pentacles in reverse, literally not lucky. True success isn't just about money, it's about happiness too. Yeah, and that's the thing. Spirit is saying your motivations may not be the most, I don't know if I want to say pure, but they're not the most in alignment with you or with what they wish to see for your life right now. Thanks for supporting local witches shop. But it feels, you know what I'm hearing? I think you need to start small too. So, how do I wish to explain that? They want me to pull another card. Two of Pentacles in reverse. So we go Two of Swords upright and then the Two of Pentacles in reverse. When life gets chaotic, find a way to get grounded and balanced. Yeah, so it feels like you might, whether you're like this in general or just during this time, don't have an all or nothing mentality. View things from a more neutral standpoint and try to do things one step at a time. I was trying to think of like what specifically, but I think Spirit's talking about just life in general. Also with connecting with your ancestors, you don't need to like build a shed to have as an like a shrine for all these people who have passed in your life. It's about starting small. So even if it's something like setting up an altar or using your altar to provide offerings more often, like thinking like that. Oh, I got it. So yeah, don't expect that by doing the least, you'll get the most. I want to say, y'all don't necessarily have a big ego, but how am I trying to explain this? You have, again, with the motivations, it's also, you have high expectations, which is also why it can be hard to make a decision because you place so much expectation and perfectionistic tendencies upon yourself. And I think throughout your life, you've had to mainly rely on yourself too. So that's why you have so much pressure that you put on yourself. You're like, I have to get this right because maybe you feel like you have nobody else to rely on. But you have your ancestors, and that's something that they want for you to remember during this time, during this Cancer season. And so overall, being more balanced. Oh, there's so many things that I'm seeing. I'm also like, I started wincing when I was trying to concentrate. I feel like, yeah, a lot of you are trying too hard. And so when you're trying too hard and you're not taking the time to stop and reevaluate, then you're going to inevitably make incorrect decisions anyway. So that's why Spirit is also saying do it one step at a time. Don't do whatever it is that's tied to this decision. Don't do it all at once right now. Instead, do things in smaller bits and do what feels right. Don't go against your instincts just because you feel like logically something makes more sense. Do what intuitively feels more correct, because that's the thing too. I think you're somebody who, like, you already know all the pros and cons, and so I feel like you're almost in a situation where you think either way you'll make a bad decision or a bad choice. If that is truly the case, then just walk away from the situation if it's really doing that. That's the thing too. If this situation you're in, if you're able to walk away from it, maybe that's the best thing for some of you to do. If it's causing you that much anxiety, that much pain and stress, maybe it's not about needing to fix this situation. It is about walking away. I mean, we do have the King of Pentacles in reverse here. But I think some of you in that kind of situation would not want to accept fate because you feel like you are like a loser, that you won't be able to recollect or like get back to a better place. Spirit is saying that is not true. So it's really time of needing to ground your energy. Have better trust and belief in yourself, but that means slowing down, taking things one step at a time. And this is honoring your emotions, but I'm also hearing honoring the process. And for some of you, if there are certain things you need to walk away from, then now's the time to do so. If it's causing you that much stress, maybe you need to walk away. And, okay, I feel like actually I'll leave at that because I will go into the Oracle cards here. I feel like this one wants to come out. Otter, surrender, let go of control. There we have it. Letting go. Otter's my favorite animal, by the way. Look at how cute. I love otters. Otter. Pages 86 and 87. Surrender, let go of control. So you think you're in control of this situation, do you? Well, that's something that everybody thinks much of the time. And you don't need to always feel in control because your ancestors are trying to help guide you. So try to let go of some control, give some to them to help guide you. These efforts at maintaining control are most often based in habitual conditioned fear born out of many experiences where you witness others who were out of control. It was scary, dangerous, and maybe even life-threatening. You can be assured that now there's no more danger and that you're safe. You can now safely relinquish control. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up. Giving up means throwing your hands up in the air in admission of defeat. Instead, true surrender means releasing any attempts to force your agenda on life. It means opening your hands and heart and accepting the direction of spirit. In that acceptance, your will becomes the will of spirit and life flows much more easily through you and as you. Additional associations are sensuality, merging. Yeah, merging is what I talked about as well. Family. So families. I mean, literally family, ancestors as well. And playfulness. Well, the playfulness, that's good, because I think a lot of you are taking life so seriously right now, so that's also why your ancestors are trying to come in and be like, hey, we can help you out here, just relax a bit. Okay, I hope that this was helpful for you, 2B. Thank you so much for watching and listening. You can like the video, you can subscribe, you can comment down below if you resonate with this deck, and you can update your comments sometime in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all. You can check out my other timeless pick a card reading videos and my collective reading videos, and you can check out my other my ASMR channels and my other socials that will be linked in the video description down below. But thank you so much again, 2B, and take care. Bye-bye. Hello 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. We have your puzzle piece here, and we have 39 tiger eye, or tiger's eye. Animals, solar plexus, chakra. So let's see what it says. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I got confused for a second. Okay. I almost pulled the animal oracle deck, because animals. Okay. Page 54. Tiger's eye has appeared for you to highlight your connection with the animal kingdom. It doesn't matter if they are wild animals or domestic pets, you are being reminded how important the animal kingdom is for you and your purpose. You have a unique ability to connect with all types of animals. You're able to help these animals and communicate with them telepathically. It's important that you take note of any specific animals that you are drawn to at this time. These animals may have a message for you, or there may be some spiritual significance in the animal's strengths that you have to draw from. Are there any animals which keep appearing in your life? Is there an animal that makes you cringe or scares you? These feelings are all clues as to what you may need to work on spiritually. For example, if you're drawn to horses, you may be seeking greater freedom and movement. Or if you are scared of rabbits, perhaps you worry that life is too fast for you and there are too many people around you. Tiger's eye is a protective crystal which is associated with your own personal willpower and the solar plexus chakra. So, it feels like during this time, a main message I'm getting is that Spirit will try to communicate with you through animals. You know, I'm also seeing, oh, that's weird. What is it? Like rabbit poop? So it doesn't even have to be just the animals themselves. It can be their markings. So if it, or like, you know what I'm thinking of too? Like, for example, bird poop is seen as a sign of good luck or fortune bestowed upon you. There was one time I was on a picnic with somebody long ago, my ex. And he looked up, he thankfully had his sunshades on, but directly on his glasses, he got splattered with bird poop. Apparently that's a very good sign. If you get like a splatter of bird poop on your car or on any of your belongings, that's supposed to be a good sign. Things like that. I'm hearing like the excrements or the markings of animals for alongside the animals themselves. Paying attention to these things will be helpful for you. I wonder if there's like, I think the main message will be just that spirit is there for you, and maybe like your ancestors as well, if they had a good sense of humor, or if your spirit guys have a good sense of humor, maybe they'll do something that like it points out, hey, I'm here, but it also lightens it by adding that extra humor, you know what I'm saying? But you could also see like a certain bird, like a blue jay, and then maybe find a bunch of blue jay feathers around you. Birds acting really funny right now during this time could be significant. Also, I see you being near the water. I'm also seeing snakes though as well. Snakes. So you could be going through a time right now where you're shedding the old and embracing the new. But I see you being like in a swampy or like a foresty area that has like a river or a stream that you walk alongside. So that could be important for highlighting any wildlife that you see out and about. I'm sorry if you hear that outside noise. People are doing like metal work and whatnot. I think, speaking of outside, I think just being outside in general, you'll notice a lot of things. Even looking up at the sky, like deciphering messages that you see from up in the clouds, things like that. I see that nature itself will provide answers to questions you have, but a main message is just that spirit will show that they are there for you. But I see with the markings, I was seeing like rabbit poop leading to somewhere. So it's like the answers you're seeking lead to this area, because maybe when you walk there, you see like initials of a deceased family member carved on a tree, you know, things like that. Really, I see you having to really, I'm hearing, hone in and pay attention, because the signs could lead to other signs. And also I'm seeing that the signs could be appear very small. I'm seeing the rear view mirror, you know how it says objects are closer than they appear. So I see you needing to also pay attention to very fine details. and I'm hearing reading the fine print. That could be also, like, if you are doing anything legally right now, or if you're about to sign some important documents, really make sure you read through all of it, even if it's very annoying. If you're downloading a new app, and you have to read through all the, like, user agreements, user terms and agreements, doing things like that, even though it can be annoying, I see you need to be patient and, like, being okay with things taking a while, like, but the messages really settling in. Because that's the thing too, you may get messages now, but then you don't, that message doesn't come, either it doesn't make sense for you, or the thing doesn't happen until, like, months or even years from now. So it's about paying attention, having a journal, writing down the things you see, highlighting those things. Of course, if you have any pets, paying attention to what they're doing at this time could also be very helpful. If they're acting weird or acting like they're seeing spirit, they probably are. If they're doing things that are different from usual, for some of you, maybe get that checked out by a vet. For some of you, maybe you're just like, I don't know, I feel like it's an energy thing. Use your best instincts. I'm also seeing, like, a cat laying on your chest. And with that, you know, cats are, as an example, are very healing, and, like, laying on the heart, it's like healing the heart. So if there's something, I feel like you're in a phase right now where you're trying to be more gentle and at peace with yourself, to go more with the flow, take life less, not, well, I guess less seriously, but I'm just, like, being more present and being more day to day. It feels like you've gone through a transition recently. So now you're trying to, like, recover, or you're trying to reinvigorate your life, or you're trying to reestablish who you are, reforming your personality and how you identify yourself, how you wish to display that to the world. And it feels like your heart might be aching during this time because of the things you've lost or moved on from, or maybe it's just because you're scared about entering this new phase of life. So I think being around pets, could be your own pets, could be other pets, and especially if they're able to lay, like, on your heart chakra area, that could be very helpful for you right now. And really, like, closing your eyes and, like, feeling that. That's the thing, it's not just what you see. I'm seeing this being a time right now where you really focus on what you feel from certain things as it relates to animals and nature. When you experience these things, it's like, how do these things make you feel, and what thoughts come up? Like, do you feel like this tree is trying to talk to you right now? Do you feel like it wants to hug you? Or for you to hug it, I guess. Or is your cat laying on your chest just your cat trying to help heal you right now and to try to tell you it's going to be okay? Okay, let's go into the tarot decks now. I feel like that was that mainly just me? Maybe let's take this one out. The Lovers in reverse. So for some of you, this could be about healing from a past relationship, so that makes sense. Because I do see this being a time, I think I said, about you being more, like, to yourself, being alone right now, not really being around people. Figuring out who you are. So this could be about the severing of any relationship from the past, but especially a romantic relationship. Maybe you're still with this person, but during this time is when you will disconnect from them. Like, you'll end the relationship that you have with them. Ten of Cups. And then I see things are better on the other side. So things might not be as good right now. Things may be difficult to process emotionally. Things may be hard to leave behind. But with leaving certain things and people behind, you are embracing the new, and you are embracing a life that's a lot more fulfilling and happy. And also with talking about being at peace, I see you being a lot more at peace. And I was talking about the water too. So yeah, being around water. But also here they're, like, in a forest. But yeah, and the rainbow. And with identity too, if you are queer, this could be a time of exploring that more. These two people look like they could be queer presenting, AFAB people or similar. And these are 3 feminine presenting people right here. For some of you, I feel like this is also about connecting to your inner femininity, whatever that means for you. I don't want to say what femininity means to me, because that's different than what femininity means to you, what gender identity means to you, what romance means to you, right? But exploring that could be helpful right now as well. Even exploring maybe not how you want to be more feminine and or tap more into your femininity. It could be learning how your femininity is used as a crux against you, or how your femininity, like, you use it to tear yourself down. Does that make sense? Like, for an example, if you are AFAB or if you're a woman, people often view women as people who aren't as strong as men or can't do as much as men. So maybe it's like, in this example, maybe you could be making yourself smaller. So instead of doing that, find your personal power and find a way to use your femininity as strength rather than a weakness from social conditioning that you've been given. But yeah, I see things being a lot happier for you. So just be gentle and kind with yourself, and don't go back to those things that you were releasing. Because sometimes we let go of things and it's like, well, maybe these things will come back in the future, but I don't see that. And then another 10, we have the 10 of Wands. Why make things so much more difficult than they need to be? Blessed Samhain, which is interesting, Samhain. And this is Cancer season and summer solstice. But yeah, I feel like they want me to pull an additional card to help clarify. Page of Swords. Yeah, I'm hearing you're better off without them, or you're better off without this thing. Curiosity is a type of magic. Because with this, I was getting two different opposite messages, where I feel like 10 of Wands is talking about the things, again, that you need to let go of. But then 10 of Wands is also talking about this need to explore and be curious. So instead of feeling like all these candles that you're holding, like this person here, instead of feeling like it's a burden that they're hard to hold and carry, instead these candles will be replaced by different candles, or by like tea light candles, right? It'll be replaced by, even if they look the same, let's just say they look the same, but it's replaced by different candles. So instead of these like 10 things, just as an example that you got rid of, instead of holding on to them, feeling like they are burdening you, feeling like they make you anxious, feeling like you're not at peace with these people or things, we get rid of those. And then moving forward, instead what we have is we're carrying these candles that look the same as other ones, but they're lighter. They are prettier. They don't burn out right away. They're ethically sourced. And exploring each candle individually, that's the thing too. I think the things you've released, it's like you viewed them in conjunction. Everything was kind of jumbled together. Or everything was intertwined. It's like your friends were intertwined with your family, intertwined with your school life, maybe. I don't know. But it feels like now you'll be more level-headed, and with being more at peace, you'll be able to, instead of having to light all these candles all at once, instead you will, or carrying all of them at once even, instead you'll be able to carry maybe just a few at a time. You'll be able to, one at a time or a few at a time, look at each individual thing you wish to incorporate into your life, each new thing you wish to explore. You'll be able to light it, and you'll be able to take your time in that process instead of lighting it and then like feeling like you want it to just burn the candle already and like waiting to do the next thing. You'll be a lot more at peace moving forward. You'll be a lot more connected to your surroundings. And that also comes with you paying attention to your surroundings, like I was saying before, but also to your inner knowing of what it is you are meant to do, or just something you want to, like something that interests you, not poo-pooing it and being like, I don't need to do that. It's a waste of time. Being like, my time is valuable, but me doing something, just because it doesn't get me closer to friends or family, or just because it doesn't make me money, just because it doesn't further my career, doesn't mean it's not important for me at this very moment in time. So even that's also what I'm seeing, is like even the small things being very important for you right now, things that you can do alone, maybe eventually with other people, but things you can do or like have to yourself. And then that makes you happy, and that's good enough. It doesn't need to go beyond that. Okay, let's go into, I'm interested, I feel like I might need to pull 2 cards from here for you all. I mean, you do did get animals up there for crystals. For 3C, we have giraffe, foresight. You are able to see what is in store for the future. Yes. Absolutely. While being present. That's also because you know what you don't want, what you don't need anymore. One more card, please, Spirit, for 3C. For some reason, I want to be surprised if we get like a coyote. I don't remember. I think a coyote is in here. No, we got dolphin. Well, playfulness, though. That's really good. Is coyote in here? Let's see. No way. It's on the very bottom. Okay, we're taking that out too then. Because that's crazy bonkers bananas. And I was getting the... Oh, yeah, because it's on the front of here, but it's reversed on... Like, flipped on here. Okay. Craziness. So we have giraffe. Let's go to that first. Pages 59 to 60. Foresight. You are able to see what is in store for the future. It's so easy to get your nose stuck to the ground and only pay attention to what's right in front of you. This is especially true when the world is making hundreds of demands on you. The 10 of Wands energy. And there's no time to stop and assess where you're going with all this. The delusions of urgency that grip so many humans prevent you from looking ahead, from taking the time to look into the future and consider the consequences of your present actions. Yes, it's good to live in the present, yet at the same time it can be equally important to see what lies ahead and set your sights accordingly. Even though no one can predict the future with any absolute certainty, at this time you can see with great clarity what lies ahead. So pause for a few moments, step back a bit, and look forward. What do you see? What do you want to see? It's only when you stop and look at the horizon, because that's what's right in front of you, that you can get a glimpse of what's to come. And then you can set your intentions and organize your plans in accordance with what is yet to be. Additional associations are prophecy, divination, risk-taking, and gentleness. Gentleness. Now, dolphin. Pages 45 to 46. Playfulness, take time to play. You're thinking too much and doing too much, such that you're disconnected from your feelings. The best way to integrate your intellect, emotions, and actions, believe it or not, is through play. You've been analyzing this and that and strategizing for the future at the cost of ignoring the present and a more basic need to let go and just have some fun. So it's interesting. They almost contradict, but I think that makes sense that they're still together. You can still look ahead to the future. Part of that is like asking yourself, what do I want to be doing 10, 20, 30 years from now? Do I like the way my life is set up now, or what can I do? And something you can do is to be less in your head, to have more of that play. Okay. There are a couple of ways to play. One is a structured activity or game. This is a great avenue for socializing and playing with other people. Another is, hold on now, spontaneous play. You can't plan to be spontaneous, but you can simply be spontaneous. All it takes is the right attitude. You can do this anywhere, even at work. Dance, sing, or make a joke. It'll help you lose your mind for a while, or at least bring it into balance with your body and your feelings. And stop taking all of this so seriously. It's only life. Yeah. Additional associations, communication, breath, community, and guidance. So with community too, I see you for during this time being more to yourself, kind of more alone right now. Community could come up later on, especially if there's people you are no longer talking to anymore, people you talk to less moving forward. Okay, the last one is coyote. Wise fool, pages 40 to 42. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. Pause for a moment. Think of those times when you've acted thoughtless or foolish, perhaps even recently. How did you feel? Embarrassed? Ashamed? Well, it's time to let it go and to stop attacking or shaming yourself. It's not just about forgiving yourself or blindly accepting these instances. It goes way beyond that to loving the fool inside, that part of you that with such childlike innocence behaves in a way that sometimes brings on social or self-condemnation. To sincerely and deeply love that part of you surpasses rote forgiveness or blind acceptance. It opens you to loving yourself unconditionally as well as loving the foibles of others. The burden of such shame is too great for anyone to carry. You must see these idiosyncrasies with a sense of humor. When you do something foolish, the sooner you can laugh about it with yourself, not at yourself. Yeah, so see, having a sense of humor will be very important for you during this time. Not taking things seriously and being able to laugh about things. Even yourself, sometimes. But When you do something foolish, the sooner you can laugh about it with yourself, not at yourself, the sooner you can move to a place of true self-acceptance. It's often only later, when we can look back at these situations, that we can discern the more important lessons and the wisdom contained within them. Additional associations are trickster, sociability, adaptability, and wisdom keeper. Well, I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening to this video. Hope you enjoyed it. You can like this video, you can subscribe, you can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can update your comments sometime in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all. You can check out my other timeless pick a card reading videos, as well as collective reading videos on this YouTube channel, as well as my ASMR channels if you're into that sort of thing, and all my socials in the video description down below. But thank you so much again, 3C, and take care. Bye-bye.